Hello, it is nice to be back. This is my first new video for quite a few months. I did post one recently, but that was in fact recorded last year sometime. So it's my first new one in a while, and it's very exciting to be back. So this is an explainer of the last video I put up, which had the curious title, Wonderward of Broken Wall, which you possibly figured out is a mashup of two songs, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, which is by Green Day, and Wonderwall, a song by Oasis. They work very well together because they use the same chord sequence in the verse and the choruses, although they are different from each other, they fit quite nicely together. So if you look at the previous video for the way it all fits together, this one is to demonstrate how to play it, all the different chords and the different rhythms that we'll be playing. So the verse consists of a 4-chord sequence, which are E minor, G, D, and A. And each of them you play for 2 strong downbeats. We can get into some more interesting strumming a little bit later, but the main thing is it's based around 2 strong beats. So E minor, let's look at that one. String, finger 2 on string 4 fret 2, and finger 5 right above it on string 5 fret 2. 2 together like that, making sure your fingers are clear of any other strings. Make sure finger 2 is not lying down across other strings. And also make sure that this part of your index finger isn't touching another part. Keep it really clear so that you get all 6 strings ringing out nice and clearly. Okay, change to G. Changing E minor to G is one of the better ones, one of the easy ones to do on the guitar, because finger 1 doesn't have to go anywhere, it stays in the same place. Finger 2 has a little diagonal move from string 4 fret 2 to string 6 fret 3, and finger 3 is not involved in the first chord, so it's standing by waiting to go to its place in the second chord, G. Now look out for this finger 2 especially. I sometimes see this, boom, which is almost the right place but not quite. If you play there, you don't quite get the note you want, so make sure you stretch as close as you can up to fret 3 and you get a nice clear note. So again, you get to play all 6 strings in this chord. Then we have D. D, nice little triangular shape. Let's break it down. Finger 2, string 1, fret 2. Finger 1, string 3, fret 2. And finger 3 goes in between them on string 2. And this time it's on fret 3 to complete that nice little isosceles triangle shape. Okay, now this one, try if you can to play it from string 4 downwards. That's a nice sounding chord. If you hit string 5, it's not bad, that's not too terrible. If you hit string 6, that is too terrible. Really do your best to avoid that. Okay, so when you're strumming, it's about kind of leaning your pick, if you're using a pick, your fingers, if that's what you're doing, down towards the higher pitched strings, the ones nearest to the floor. So kind of just lean down a bit rather than hitting those ones. Horrible. All right, so that's your D. And our 4th and final chord in this sequence is A. So there's A, 3 in a row. All fingers across fret 2, finger 1 on string 4, finger 2 on string 3, finger 3 on string 2. Now you've got to squish them in quite tightly and make sure that nothing is overlapping. So finger 1, for example, is not touching string 5 because you need to hear that nice clear open string. And likewise, the finger 3, don't make sure it's not touching string 1. So you will probably have to squash them very close together like I'm doing there to get that chord, that's A. So the introduction is that chord sequence twice through, and then the first verse is 8 times through that sequence, so it's a total of 10. It's quite a lot of repetition. Now if you can play like that with 2 strong beats, that's fantastic. If you want to add a little bit more rhythm, then without me saying exactly what you should be doing, just as an example, the secret of good strumming is you keep your strumming hand moving. You don't do stop start jerky movements. Keep it flowing. Sometimes you're not touching the strings. You can see what I'm doing there? I'm going boing and then I'm going up, down, up without even hitting the strings. And sometimes you hit them on an upstroke, sometimes a downstroke, and you can actually mix it up and without being strict about exactly the pattern. As long as you're moving regularly, then it should be fine. So E minor, G, D, A. twice for the introduction, 8 for the verse. Then we come to the chorus. So time for a new chord. And this chord is C. Now C is at first, most people find this a little bit tricky. So if that's you, don't panic, stick with it and keep working at it, and it will come in time. That's an absolute promise, as long as you don't give up, keep going, okay? So you've got finger 1 on string 2, fret 1, the note C. You might know that if you've been learning the individual notes. Now be careful with this finger that it's not leaning down, touching string 1. String 1 needs to be open and clear, likewise string 3. So those 3 strings, just got that one finger on its own little island in the middle. Then over on string 4 fret 2, that's where finger 2 goes, and string 5 fret 3. This is the one that some people find a little tricky to stretch up. So however your hand is shaped, if you're trying to do it with your fingers pointing straight up to the ceiling, you might want to just turn a little bit so your fingers are pointing a bit more towards your own face, and that might make it a bit more possible for you to stretch that finger out to where it needs to go. Okay, so you've got finger 1, string 2, fret 1, finger 2, string 4, fret 2, finger 3, string 5, fret 3, that's C. So in this song, we're going to play 2 short downstrokes, boom, boom, and then a stop. I'm kind of slapping the guitar, which I kind of enjoy doing, because it like gives an extra beat. It's like having a drum as well as a guitar. So you might recognize that other chord, it's a G. We've looked at G before, so you know what to do there. So 2 C's, and you've got a beat to change your fingers, which isn't long, but it is something. Same thing. Then we do 2 regular D's, and then 2 regular E minors. Okay, and we do that 3 times. And then the 4th time we do C and G. And then we go to our final new chord, which is B7, one of my favourite open chords of them all. You get to use all 4 fingers. Look at that. Your pinky gets in the game. Good, huh? So you've got finger 2 on string 5 fret 2, finger 1 string 4 fret 1, finger 3 string 3 fret 2, and finger 4 on string 1 fret 2. So notice you've got your fingers 2, 3 and 4 are all on fret 2, and they're on the odd number strings, 1, 3 and 5. I mean, while finger 1 just tucks in nicely on string 4 fret 1, and there's your B7. Now this one, please try to play 5 strings, not 6. 6 strings, not nice at all, so go for 5. And this one you play a total of 13 times. So I count it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stop. A really quick stop like that. Okay, so that's after 6 and stop, which adds up to 13. You can just count up to 13 if you like, but I find it easier to go 1 and 2 and etc. up to 6 and stop. Right, and that's the end of the chorus, which takes us straight back into a verse. So without any break at all, we're straight back into our 4 chords. And this time we play only 4 times through, so the second verse is half as long as the first verse in my little mashup, in my version. All right, so it's the same thing, blah, 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 4 times. And then we're repeating the chorus. Now this time when I'm singing it, I'm singing the Oasis chorus, but I'm still playing the Green Day chords. So... gonna be the one that saves me, and after all, you're my wonderwall. And this time we do the same 13 beats on B7, then we repeat the chorus. Now this time you need 2 people singing, or 2 groups of people singing, because one will sing that Wonderwall chorus, while the other will sing the Green Day chorus, the Boulevard of Broken Dream chorus, and they fit together really, really nicely, and it sounds fantastic. And so in my recording, I've done that just 1 time. If you were doing it, if you're performing it, and you had someone else with you singing, you might want to repeat when the 2 choruses come together, because it is a really clever bit of music. You might want to do it a couple of times. Anyway, and I just finish on the B7. And and that is it. So I've also put up a bass line, quite a simple part for anyone who's not quite managing to do the chords yet. Okay, and so we're just playing what we call the root notes of all the chords. So when we do E minor, for example, we play the lowest note on the guitar, E. I'm doing it with my thumb. You could do it with pick, whatever works for you. I mean, I'll just do it with my thumb. So we do E twice, and then G. So G is the note on string 6 fret 3. Then we've got to D, which is the open string 4, and A, which is open string 5. So that's our sequence. So it's all open strings apart from that G, which is the second of the 4. So E, up to G, D, A. Okay, and then the chorus, the note C is on string 5 fret 3, and then G, which we just played. So you can move the same finger over, you can use different fingers. I prefer to move the same finger over because there's a bit of a gap. Move it over, then it goes D twice, E twice. So again, open strings are our friend here. When we get to the end of the chorus, there's the note B. B is on string 5 fret 2. And so you just play that the same 13 times as we're playing with the chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and stop. Then we're back. And that's the tune. Okay, so we've got our chords, we've got our bass line, and put it all together and you've got a piece of musical magic. All right, so enjoy that one. I look forward to any comments that you'd like to leave. I always enjoy reading comments that people leave. And I'll be trying my best to put up a few more videos in the coming weeks and months. I'm also open to requests if there's any particular song or tune that you'd like to learn on the guitar, or indeed on the keyboard or the ukulele. So pop a request in a comment and I'll do my very best for you. All right, so that's all for now. Bye-bye.